Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Arthur Reed's house from the show, Arthur. Please do remember that if you like the look of this house, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Without any further ado, let's get started. This is the amount of space required to make the house, and here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Begin by placing 6 birch planks extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Extend to the right by 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. First of all, extend down to the ground, but we also want to extend backwards by a further 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we can extend down to the ground once more. But we then want to extend in one, and then back by a further 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And extend down to the ground. And then we want to extend across the back of the build by placing a birch plank, cyan concrete, light blue glass, cyan concrete, birch plank, cyan concrete, blue glass, cyan concrete, 2 birch planks, 1, 2, and then connect down to the ground, and then extend backwards by 8 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we can extend down to the ground, and then extend across the back of the build by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To which we can then extend down to the ground. And then we can connect all the way back to where we first started. So this is actually pretty huge. This is the general layout of the house complete. Let's start adding details. So, for instance, on the front of the build, all the way where we started, we want to extend this birch plank to the right by 8 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then want to grab the smooth stone and place a row of 3 smooth stone, 1, 2, 3 going right. We then want to add a row of spruce planks behind the smooth stone, a spruce door on the center block, spruce planks all the way around the door like this. We then want to add a row of birch planks on the left side of the build to create a rectangular shape. Add a row of birch planks along the bottom of this. Starting from the left, we place a cyan concrete, 2 light blue glass, cyan concrete, 2 light blue glass, cyan concrete. Add an additional block on top of each of these, and then birch planks to fill in the gap, like this. Ultimately, we will also have a roof that runs along the top of the front of these birch planks, so we can mark this out now, if we like. What we can then do is extend birch planks across the top of the door and underneath the row of birch planks, along the bottom here, connecting just around the door frame like this, adding an extra row of birch planks along the bottom here, and then following the same window pattern, so a cyan concrete, 2 glass, cyan, 2 glass, cyan, like this, connecting the top and the bottom together. The end result will look like this. What we then want to do is extend the smooth stone of the door 2 rows forwards, like so. We then want to just add a row of smooth stone slabs to connect it down to the floor a little bit better, and grab a chain and a lantern and place a chain and a lantern just next to the door. On the actual house, there is a lantern mounted to the wall, but we can't do that, so the next best thing would be that. Other details on the front of the house include some upper windows. The way to find the location for this is to come to the left side of the build, and we want to find the third birch plank in, come all the way up like this, come behind the third plank, extend back, and then up like this. There will be 2 rows of warped stairs before the actual window starts, so the window is set 1 row backwards like this. The birch planks want to extend up 1, 2, 3 rows, with 2 rows of free glass, extending inwards from the bottom of the 2 rows. Then birch planks surrounding. Take the top 3 blocks, add a row on top, and then extend up like this to peak it into a triangle. And then we want to add warped stairs along the side of this with slabs on top. Extend these stairs forwards like this, and then we'll be adding some upside down stairs in front as well. So upside down stairs hanging off of the front of the roof with a warped plank to just help follow the shape of the roof like this. And then once we've done that on that side, we want to do the same on this opposite side. So as you may remember, we find the third plank, 1, 2, 3, we follow it up here, we can place a birch plank here, extend this up by 1, 2, 3, 2 rows of glass extending in rows of 3 across, with birch planks around, extend up the 3 middle blocks, and then the centre one at the top. We then place warped stairs along the side of this like so, with a warped slab up top, extend everything forwards, and place upside down stairs underneath the overhanging set, with a plank underneath the middle, and this is about as complicated as the front of the house gets. There's a little bit more later on. For instance, I guess it's not later on anymore because we're going to do it now. So the roof will overhang the side of the build by 1 additional row, and there will be a drain pipe that extends down from this additional row down into the ground. So we will want to place a cauldron in here, but we can do that a little bit later. Let's move around the house in a counterclockwise fashion and work on these details next. So, on the side of the house, we are first of all going to add 2 rows of birch planks at the base of the side of the house, just like this, just in this section here. Then, starting from the left, we place a cyan concrete, 2 glass, cyan concrete, a row of 3, 1, 2, 3 birch planks, cyan concrete, 2 glass, cyan concrete. Extend each one of these blocks upwards, you can even do that with the birch planks in the middle, and then you can just fill in this whole section. We now want to extend up a row, and actually this might be a better way to do it. So, there is a window on top of these 2 rows, and it starts and ends where these 2 windows end in the middle, if this makes sense. So we want to place a cyan concrete here and here, glass in between, make it 2 rows high, and you will notice that it sits perfectly just on the edge and in between the 2 windows. And then we would want to place birch planks in a triangular pattern like this, surrounding the window and extending up like so, and that will give us this shape. And what we can do from here is place some warped stairs on the side, because as you guys know, I am a fan of getting the roof out of the way, and these can overhang the side of the build by 1 row just like this, and you will notice that the roof lines up with the front of the roof. So the side roof, I should say, lines up with the front roof, and we just want to end up with something that should look like this. So if we take a look at it from the side, you can see it will flow together rather nicely. So on this side of the house, and by the way, we can extend warped stairs all the way around just like this, and it can hang off the end of the build by 1 row. But we want to add a layer of birch planks just inside here, 2 layers of birch planks along the bottom of this horizontally, 2 birch planks on the left and right, and then, actually, my bad, on the right we only have to add 1 birch plank, because this way, if you can see, we have 2 birch planks on the left, 2 birch planks on the right, cyan concrete on each end, 2 glass in between, double it up, make it a window, and then surround it using birch planks. So, as you can see, very similar to what we have placed everywhere else. And good job that this overhangs, because we also want to add another drain pipe which will eventually extend down into the ground. I'm starting to think that this is something that we might forget about, so I'm actually going to grab a cauldron here, and this just looks as though, so the drain pipe, obviously water in it, flows down into the ground and then connects somewhere. So yeah, it just looks a little bit better. I think it makes it look cool. So moving around to the back of the house now. So, on the back of the house, we actually have a couple of windows already marked out, so we can increase the size of these by 1, extending up like this, and then we can add birch planks either side of them, in between them, and slowly taper these upwards and turn this into a triangular shape, like so. I think that you guys can see why we've done that. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same now as the rest of the house. It's actually not quite as tall, I believe. If we were to extend these slabs here and kind of like cross-section them, like so, we should find that that is ever so slightly smaller. So, just in case you were wondering, like, hey, wait, this doesn't look right. It's not meant to line up, so it's all good. However, what we still do want to do is add warped stairs along the side of it with a warped slab on top of the middle. Add stairs coming all the way down the side, and then also, just like this, all along the top of here, extending back like so. Have the stairs hang off of the front. With upside down stairs underneath like so. And then a plank just underneath the top. This is what we should end up with. So this is, however, it's a little bit more complicated than just this. So we want to have a back door. The back door extends out of this birch plank block here, and we want to place 2 birch planks extending out, extend to the left 1, 2, and then in 1, 2, and then connect to the left. Add an extra row of birch planks just along the bottom like this, right? And then we want to add a spruce door here. Extend spruce planks around, forwards, and around the door like this. Actually, so the door, we want to place warp stairs along the top of it, like so. And then add a row of birch planks just behind this, and then warp slabs on top, just like so. And then we're going to grab smooth stone, and we're going to build up smooth stone just in front of the door, and then slabs in front, like this. And we have to add a couple of windows as well. So the windows, if we start over here on the left, it's cyan concrete, glass, cyan concrete, birch plank, cyan concrete, glass, cyan concrete, which we will extend all of them up by 1, and then birch planks in between them. So we will have something that should look like that. So now, on this side of the house here, this is a little bit different. We want to add, there's a part that sticks out, so we want to add a row of birch planks just vertically here. We then want to extend this row of birch planks forwards. We then want to extend the bottom to the front, to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend up, back, fill in this gap, like so. And then add a row of birch at the bottom here, a couple of rows of light blue glass, and then birch on top. Then we want to add warped stairs across the top of this, like that, and that's perfect. So we can extend these warped stairs across the side here, have them overhang. On the right side of this, we want to add a row of birch planks connecting the bottom together, spruce door in the corner, and then we want a row of 2x3 smooth stone in front of the door. And then the end row, we just want to add a row of slabs in front of it. Then 2 rows of birch planks next to the door and fill in above the door as well. And then to the left of this, we place 2 birch planks along the bottom, and then a 2x2 square of light blue glass like this. And then we can fill the rest of this in using birch planks. Then we want to extend the warped stairs backwards and across another row. So we already had the 1 row, but we want to have this. So what we now want to do is next to this spruce door here, so to the left of this, the third birch plank in again, we come all the way up and behind these warped stairs like so, right? And then we extend the birch planks up 1, 2, 3, and then left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to connect down, across, cut this in half, glass in these empty spaces, and this is what we will be left with. So ultimately, we will want to place warped slabs on top of this, extend this forward like so, and everything will be great. But I actually want to make a little part of the roof now, because this is such an easy part for me to forget, this next part that I'm going to show you. So I want to extend the roof inwards from the back. We don't have to do the rest of it at the moment, but I want to extend the roof inwards from the back, and I want to connect it to where it would connect on the right side of the build and the left side of the build. We can even start on the left actually, because we actually have the structure for the roof in place here, whereas for the right we haven't quite built it yet, although that is the next thing that we're doing. We're actually almost right on the last quarter of the house. So we connect this roof together. Again, we just extend the sides here back and across where need be. And we will run out of space, but that's kind of what we're looking for. So you'll notice that now we have slabs. So we'll extend these slabs back, and it's like, oh, what do we connect them to? There's nothing here. So we would connect these to warped stairs, but where the warped stairs actually connect to these slabs, we want to destroy the middle block and the block either side, place birch planks in here, extend up a couple of rows, and then add light grey concrete on top. The appearance from the front will be a chimney. Really easy, tiny little detail to forget, which is why I wanted to get it done. We can even double up on it so that it looks a little bit chunkier, but I do think that means we'll have to add an extra birch plank there. So from the back, this is what we have so far. We can leave things like that, and we can work our way onto this side before we start filling in all of the rest of the pieces. So on this side of the build, we are going to place a couple of rows of birch planks at the bottom, just like this, connecting horizontally. We then actually want to have the same window layout that we have over there, over here. So we'll place a cyan concrete here on the left, 2 glass, cyan concrete, 3 birch planks, cyan concrete, 2 light blue glass, cyan concrete. We then add an additional row on top of each of these, and then fill the lower half of the house in using birch planks. And then we have to have the longer window in between both of these, which, as you might remember, extends from the inside of both of the previous windows. Glass in between like this, that's perfect. And then we slowly build up a triangular shape using birch planks like this, all the way up to the top in the middle. And we can then place the warped stairs along the side of this, and this is the last link in the chain really. Once we have placed this set of warped stairs with the slab at the top, there's no reason that we can't just connect all of the sides of the roof together, which shouldn't be too difficult because we've already made the layout for the roof pretty clear, I think. So this is what this side of the house looks like, and now, as I mentioned, I mean, we've done a huge amount of this house, it's crazy. All we have to do now is just extend the roof and connect it all together on all of the sides. So something to make this easy would be a few rows of birch planks just placed behind these upper windows on the front of the build, because we have a horizontal row of stairs that connect like this. So here, and then here, then the roof, like once you get high enough, just starts connecting to these little mini roofs. And then the slabs at the top, and then the space in between. And both sides will kind of just connect together as well. just like that. And then this side also. Perfect, and this has pretty much already been made, so that means that we just come to the back side here. Extend back, and then off to the side, and we are more than likely going to have to add a couple of rows, just like this, of birch planks, which will allow us to place stairs onto the side. And we also have to, if we place the warp stairs like this, we can then just add a couple of rows of warp slabs as well to feed that into there. And then you can see where the remaining stairs are going to go. So yeah, that's it. Perfect. Look at that. That's looking fantastic. Next, we are going to add cyan banners next to the windows that have cyan concrete frames. So this is meant to give a little bit more of appearance of shutters, as Arthur's house has like wooden shutters next to the majority of the windows. And we could use warped trapdoors, but honestly they just don't look that good, so I have opted for cyan concrete with some banners, and I think that it just adds a little. It's close enough. Next, we want to add some hedging to the house. So there is some just in front of the right side of the house like this. And we are going to build the hedging up underneath the windows and then outwards like so. And then on the right side of the house, it starts all the way here, wraps around this inward part, and then around the back door like so. And then around here. Here, just like this, and then we can just leave the hedging at that. Actually, let's have it wrap around this. There we go, that's a little bit better. So we can just leave it at that. We also want to add a cobblestone path that extends out of the back door here. So we want to add a row of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cobblestone that extends out from the width of the path like this, right? And then these last 3 rows we want to extend out also. And it wants to go as far as the hedge over here. As a matter of fact, we might have it extend 1 additional row, just like this. There we go, that's perfect, because there will be a driveway. It is 5 rows thick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It extends off from this path here. And we'll just extend the sides of it forward. So the left and right side will extend all the way to the front boundary. So the drive not only wants to extend forwards, but also backwards. We're going to come all the way over to the back left-hand side and extend the drive backwards an additional 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place stone in here. And then left of that 5th block, we can start building up the garage. That's 4 birch planks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to extend backwards by 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then across like so. And we would want to connect to where the driveway would be. So like the driveway, once again, it's 5 rows thick, of course, and the garage door is 5 rows thick. So the birch planks want to extend across and join to where the drive would extend into it. So just like here. And we can connect the birch planks here at the top, across like so. We then want to connect the corners of the birch planks down too, so we can form the actual shape of the garage all the way around. And most of the garage can actually be filled in using birch planks. So for instance, this entire right side, we can just fill this area in. The back as well. this left side. We can then add a door. Oh, we can fill this part in here as well, but there's actually a door here to the left. So we want to add a row of birch planks here, just extending left from this corner. Extend these birch planks forwards here. Spruce door to the left. Birch planks around and across the top like so. We then want to add a row of birch planks just along the bottom. Along the inside here on the left, and then 2 rows here on the right. Fill this in with glass, which will give us this. Then we will need the warped stairs and warped slabs. So we'll have warped stairs along the top of the garage like this. So it'll extend all the way to where the door is. And the stairs will build up at the front of the garage. We want to have slabs in between the stairs here, forming a triangle all the way up to the top like so. Stairs want to overhang. We also want to add upside down stairs just underneath. That's perfect. So the garage actually has a few features. So we need the quartz stairs, smooth quartz slabs, red concrete cobwebs. There is a door. So the garage door just sits behind where we placed the stone, and it's made out of quartz stairs like this. There's a basketball hoop, so we want to place red concrete above the middle. We then want to place smooth quartz slabs surrounding the red concrete like this with a cobweb hanging down and in front from the red concrete. We then want to build up a triangle shape on the left side of the garage like this, which will facilitate us placing a roof. So we can just place the warped stairs along the sides of the triangular shape that we've just placed on the side of the garage. Have it overhang like so. Upside down set underneath. Plank in between at the top with slabs like this, and then these slabs will of course extend across and connect, and this is an L-shaped roof, so it's actually really easy to make. So we can just place them like this. We extend these stairs around, and these will connect to the opposite side of the garage here, and before you know it, you've kind of like made the outside of the roof, and all you need to do is just fill the inside in. So, that is what the garage will look like once it has been 100% fully filled in. Next, we can add some more details. So, by this back door here, we want to add a picnic bench in the form of spruce stairs. So, leaving, I would say, a gap of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then moving out 1, we want to place 1, 2, 3 spruce stairs, spruce fence in front, opposite set of stairs on the other side, spruce trapdoors on the fence like this, and then we want to grow a tree behind this, using oak, sapling, and bone meal. That's actually quite perfect. That looks fantastic. On the side of the house, there is also a sand pit and a swing set. So, if we follow the back of the house, so say from this drain pipe, follow it along the side, and in the ground here we want to dig out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, fill with sand, and then surround using spruce trapdoors, and then flip them up. Now, leaving a few rows away from this, so like 1, 2, 3, something like so, we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 fence extend. Should we go for 4? We'll go for 4 stone wall extending up, then extend across 1, 2, 3, 4, join down like this, And then actually, let's add another row because then it's centered. And we want to add chains extending down from the 2 middle blocks like this in 2 rows of 2. And then spruce trapdoors underneath this to make a swing set. So we have a sandpit, swing set, we've got the little bench over there, we've got the garage. And now we can start marking out the actual boundaries of the house. So the first 4 rows of the grids extending across horizontally are roads. So that would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to cut across this 4th row and fill it in using cyan terracotta, which I am choosing for the road material. So this represents the roads. The next 2 rows would be pavement, which are going to be made using smooth stone. So I'm going to cut off the 2nd row, replace it using smooth stone to represent 2 rows of pavement. Which now allows me to connect the pavement to the actual entrance like this. A couple of rows of smooth stone. This allows me to add the driveway, so I can remove these rows of smooth stone here where the drive begins and ends, and fill these 2 rows in using actual stone. That's what the driveway itself is made out of. This will get extended all the way to the back of the house like this and connect to that side path that joins into the back door. So with all of these laid out, what I can now do is add birch fence behind the pavement, all the way around where appropriate, the grid. So it'll extend all the way to the side and around the back of the grid, and it will sit around and behind the garage also, and come all the way to the very front of the build. So now that we have placed the birch fence all the way around, kind of marking out the actual boundaries of the house, we can add some oak leaves behind the fence. So, unfortunately, I have built the sandpit in an unfavourable location, so I might just have to move that, or just accept that it kind of like merges with the fence that I've made. I can even bring this fence in a little bit on this side here to match the drive, and then just extend this in a little bit too. So that's looking really good. I mean, I know that it might not look great now, but once we've filled all of these rows in, we also want to add an oak sapling in the front corner of the garden, so that's in the front left-hand corner. And now, with all of these markings done, ladies and gentlemen, all that is left for us to do is actually fill all of the rows in with the materials that we have marked out to fill them in with. So, just a reminder, at the front of the house, we are filling the road in using cyan terracotta. And then directly behind that we have some pavement. And we also want to fill the pathway in that leads to the front of the house. We also want to fill the drive in using stone. And now that we have all of that filled in, there is but one detail to add, which would be the family car. So, right in the middle of the drive, somewhere between where the hedge starts and where the house starts, we are going to begin by placing a magenta wool, which we want to place a ladder in front of, magenta wool either side of it, glow item frames in front of the magentas, black concrete behind the two side magentas, magenta wool in between them, magenta wool behind all of these blocks, black concrete either side of the row of magenta wool with magenta wool in the middle, an extra row of magenta at the back, extend the corners up, forwards, glass pane in front, connect it together at the back, add magenta carpet for the bonnet. If you want to add a chair inside of the car, you can. I mean, almost any stair block will work. I literally just grab one at random. Never break stairs, why not? String on top, and then magenta carpet to fill the entire top of the car in, like this. Then stone buttons for each one of the wheels, and here we have just like a really simple car. It's actually a really weird shape. It's not like a regular looking car. It's kind of like a sort of a normal car, but then with the back missing. So that's why we have kind of like this weird looking automobile. But once you've completed that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the entire build complete. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.